All right. Hey, hey. All right. Hey, hey, parents, grandparents, everyone who is watching this stream. We are now going to start doing parent updates for the kids ministry for WeeKidz and KidZone this week. If you are a parent or a grandparent, I encourage you to either tune in live or go back and rewatch it. I'll also be posting this on our YouTube channel and on our Instagram page as well. Basically, what I want to do is I just want to kind of recap Sunday's lessons, kind of go over what the kids learned and what the goal for them was. I want to help you understand why we believe the lesson is important, why it's something that your kids should be learning about, whether it comes to God or the Bible or whatever it is. And I also want to keep you informed on what's happening. So what's happening going on in the future. And I also want to allow this space for questions or anything like that. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and feel free to comment with them, to say them, and I'll just go ahead and address them. If you're not watching live and you have questions, go ahead and just make the comment as well, and I will either reply to your comment or I will send you a private message to let you know the answer to that question. So to start, I want to kind of go over what we learned in KidZone. So right now we're in a series called Spread the Word. It's about evangelism. It's about sharing Jesus with your friends. It's about sharing Jesus with your families. One thing we talked about to kind of get the kids started is you can talk about Jesus at home, even though your family might already know Jesus since you go to church and your family brings you to church. It's still important to talk with them. So one thing that might be good this week is to start initiating those conversations a little bit at home. We talked about that with the kids in there, and they got really excited about talking about it at home. And then when we talked about talking about it at school and Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, different things like that, most of them were a little shy about that. So we just want to, try and encourage them not just to share it with their friends, but also their family, people they know, which will help them eventually to be able to share more with their friends. The story we used was the Great Commission, where Jesus told, go out into all the nations. We talked about that. We talked about what Jesus said and what happened leading up to that and what happened after that a little bit, so the kids are familiar with that. And we really want to focus on how when we share Jesus with other people, we share him too, and eventually everyone can know about Jesus. So the people we share Jesus with can then go out and share him with other people as well. And our key verse came from Mark 16, verse 15, and it says, "Go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone." We have some motions for that, so ask your kids if they remember those motions. They might. And then our Bible point was, people learn about Jesus when I share God's good news. So we really want to enforce that idea that the way people learn about Jesus is by you telling them, by you helping them, by you sharing Jesus with them, whether it's through prayer, whether it's through talking to them, whatever it is, sharing Jesus with them. And then in WeeKidz, we are in a series right now called Voices in the Night, or I think it's a Voice in the Night. I might have a typo there. But it comes from Samuel when God comes and speaks in the night. And we want to focus on how God is always ready to talk to us and how we can always be ready to talk to God. So we're focusing a lot on prayer with our WeeKidz. So they'll be learning that same story the entire month. So that way they can really reinforce that. So one thing that might be good this month is just reinforce that idea of prayer with them, praying before meals, praying before bed, maybe praying when they wake up in the morning, just reinforcing that idea that it doesn't have to be a super formal thing, but God is listening whenever we are praying. And even if it's not super formal, it's still good to do because it keeps us connected with God. Our memory verse for the month comes from Psalm chapter 55, verse 17, and it says, "Morning, noon, and night, the Lord hears my voice." And so we really just want to hit home that idea that God hears you when you talk to him, that God is there listening to you. And the Bible point for the month is I can pray all night and all day. Again, just reinforcing that point so that they understand you can go to God anytime, anywhere, in any place and talk to him, and he will be there to listen, to hear you. All right. And some other things to bring up We have online family content still, but unfortunately, we weren't seeing a lot of engagement with that. I think a lot of people are coming back to church now, or maybe if you're not in church, your kids weren't watching it as much. We get that, that's fine. But I am no longer going to be in those videos, just because we didn't see a whole lot of people watching them. I didn't see a whole lot of views. So that's the reason why we shook that up a little bit. I'm still going to post those on the website. If you want the website link, let me know and I can give it to you. I'll try to put it in the description, and that way you guys can go there and use it, or if you can find it on YouTube, you can watch it on your TV and show it to your kids then. Right now, we aren't doing Sunday school for KidZone or WeeKidz. I've asked parents if you guys are interested in going back to Adult Bible Fellowship and you want Sunday school to start back up so you can drop your kids off there, just let me know. The reason we haven't started back up yet is I haven't heard anybody wanting to go back. And we have to have volunteers there, so I don't want to ask volunteers to come if we're not going to have any kids there. So if you would, please let me know if you plan on coming back for Adult Bible Fellowship and you'd like to drop your kids off at Sunday school. We would love to have them back, but again, like I said, I just don't want to ask volunteers to be there and for them to make the commitment to be there when we might not have any kids there. So we have very dedicated volunteers. We have awesome volunteers, and I want to try and serve them and respect them because they respect us. They serve us. If you have not been receiving the parent emails, I send out a lot of resources and updates like this. So if you guys are not getting those, there's a link in the description where you can sign up for those. I encourage you to sign up. You can hear from me each week, sometimes every other week, just depends. But I do send out those emails, so please do sign up to receive those. Future events this Sunday is going to be a family Sunday. So KidZone kids will be in the service with your parents. We will still have WeeKidz open. Brenda will still be there with them, but we will not be having KidZone at all on Sunday. So since we're not having Sunday school, since we are not having KidZone for second service, there will be no KidZone at all. I'll put the banner out saying Family Sunday to remind everybody, but just so you know, we are not having KidZone this Sunday. We will have WeeKidz, but not KidZone. And on September 26th, we are having something called Chalk the Church. We are going to have a bunch of chalk paint, and we're going to have fun out in the parking lot, just doing all sorts of crazy stuff with chalk paint out on the parking lot. And if you're lucky and it doesn't rain, then you might be able to come back on the next Sunday morning and still see it there. So we're going to do that at noon on September 26th. That's a Saturday. Hopefully weather will permit. Be sure to like the Facebook page, like the event for all those updates on whether or not we're having it with rain, shine, hopefully not snow, but hey, it's Indiana. You never know. And then on October 23rd, we're having a kids ministry bonfire. Don't know exactly what that's going to look like yet, but we want to try and do some stuff outside. We'll probably have some food. We'll probably have s'mores, hot dogs. It'll probably be a dinner and dessert kind of event, and just time to hang out for everybody to see each other, for everybody to get along and know each other. And if you know a lot of people, you can see a lot of people. If you don't know a lot of people, it's a good thing to come to meet people. And obviously for the kids to have a good time. And the last thing, our Gingerbread house building night was a huge success last year. Everybody who I talked to said they loved it. So we're going to be doing that again on December 4th, that's a Friday, at 6 p.m. in the gym. So not sure what stuff's going to look like with COVID-19 then, but we do want to have that event. So even if we have to be spaced out, socially distanced, I think we'll have enough room in the gym. We'll see what happens with masks or anything like that. Be paying attention to that as we go. But that is going to happen this year. We are going to make sure that happens. Unless we're on another lockdown or something like that, which I don't, who knows at this point. We are going to do our absolute best to make sure that happens. So, hey, thank you for everybody for watching. Really appreciate this. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to comment or email me or whatever you need to do, and I will be sure to get back with you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for bringing your kids to KidZone, WeeKidz. Thank you for being committed to the church. We love you. We are so thankful to be able to serve you. Have a great week.